Hey guys, welcome back to Financial Professional. Today we'll talk about 5 stocks Warren Buffett invested in. Let's head into it. Number 5. Kraft Heinz. Shares held $325,634,818. Holding value $10,384,494,000. Percent of portfolio 5.13%. Kraft Heinz KHC $35.59 has outperformed the market with 14% gains so far in 2020, but Warren Buffett likely still regards his participation in what was one of his biggest deals in the past decade. Buffett was one of the driving forces behind the 2015 merger of packaged food giant Kraft and ketchup purveyor Heinz to create Kraft Heinz. It's Berkshire's 6th largest stock investment with a market value of $8.1 billion. However, Berkshire Hathaway recorded a $3 billion non-cash loss from an impairment of intangible assets in 2018, arising almost entirely from our equity interest in Kraft Heinz, Buffett wrote in his 2019 letter to shareholders. In early 2019, KHC wrote down the value of its brands by nearly $15 billion. This year, Fitch downgraded the company's debt to junk status, and while its most recent earnings beat expectations, it had to record yet another $2.9 billion in impairments. In a 2019 interview with CNBC, Buffett said, "I was wrong on KHC. Yep, he says he overpaid. Kraft's shares have lost nearly 40% of their value on a total return basis since September 30, 2015. That includes a 21% plunge last year. Berkshire Hathaway owns 26.7% of Kraft Heinz, making it the food company's second largest shareholder, according to data from S&P Global Market Intelligence. Private investment firm 3G Capital, who teamed up with Berkshire in 2013 to purchase H.J. Heinz, is tops at 46.7% after selling off a small amount of its stake in Q1. Number 4. American Express. Shares held $151,610,700. Holding value $14,433,339,000. Percent of portfolio 7.13%. Buffett likes to say this, his preferred holding period is forever. Look no further than Dow Component American Express, AXP $100.41. To understand just how serious he is about investing for the long haul, Berkshire entered his initial stake in credit card company in 1963 when a struggling Amex badly needed capital. Buffett obliged, getting favorable terms on his investment. He has played the role of a white knight many times over the years, including during the 2008 financial crisis, as a means to get stakes in good companies at a discount. Think Goldman Sachs and Bank of America. And Buffett's love for AXP endures. Berkshire dumped stakes in lenders and payments processors alike in Q2. American Express is both, but the Oracle left his Amex position untouched. Berkshire Hathaway, which owns 18.8% of American Express shares outstanding, is by far the company's largest shareholder. Number 2 Vanguard owns 6.0%. Buffett praised the owner of Amex brand at Berkshire's 2019 annual meeting. "It's a fantastic story, and I'm glad we own 18% of it," he said. A roughly 1,150% total return over the past quarter century would make most investors glow. Number 3. CocaCola. Shares held $400 million. Holding value $17,871,999,000. Percent of portfolio 8.83%. Coca-Cola, KO $48.45, and American Express are among the most storied and celebrated Berkshire holdings. Buffett, an unabashed fan of Cherry Coke, invested in the KO stock soon after the stock market crash of 1987. In his 1988 letter to Berkshire shareholders, Buffett said he expected to hold on to the stock for a long time. 3 decades later, he has proven true to his word. Berkshire is KO's largest shareholder with 9.3% of its shares outstanding. Coca-Cola made a brief appearance as a component of the Dow Jones Industrial Average in 1930s. Shares were added back to the Dow in 1987, and they've remained a stalwart member ever since. While Coca-Cola's stock performance hasn't impressed, its 136% total return over the past decade is well behind the S&P's 500's 285% return. It has been an income investor's dream. The beverage maker has increased its dividend annually for 58 years. Number 2. Bank of America. Shares held $925,008,600. Holding value $21,968,954,000. Percent of portfolio 10.85%. Buffett's interest in BAC dates back to 2011 when he swooped in to shore up the firm's finances in the wake of the Great Recession. In exchange for investing $5 billion in the firm, Berkshire received preferred stock yielding 6% and warrants giving Berkshire the right to purchase BOFA common stock at a steep discount. The Oracle of Omaha exercised those warrants in 2017, netting a $12 billion profit in the process. Warren Buffett let go of 2.2 million BAC shares in Q4 of 2019, but it represented a mere 0.2% reduction. The remaining stake of 925 million shares sits at roughly $22 billion worth. Thus, BOFA remains a big deal for Berkshire, at nearly 11% of the portfolio. Meanwhile, Berkshire is Bank of America's largest shareholder, at 10.7% of its shares outstanding. Number 1. Apple. Shares held $245,155,566. Holding value $89,432,000. $42,750,000. Percent of portfolio, 44.18%. I don't think of Apple as a stock. I think of it as our third business. That's one of the many songs of praise Buffett has spelled it out for Apple. AAPL, $459.63, which is the undisputed king of the Buffett stocks. In fact, shares in the nearly $2 trillion company can make up nearly half of Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio value. The Oracle of Omaha has only occasionally dabbled in technology stocks, but he bought Apple with 2 fists, and he's more than happy to discuss his order for AAPL. As he has said more than once on CNBC, he loves the power of Apple's brand and its ecosystem of products such as the iPhone and iPad, and services such as Apple Pay and iTunes. It's probably the best business I know in the world, Buffett said in February, and that is a bigger commitment that we have in any business except insurance and the railroad. Buffett took his first bite in early 2016, and the iPhone maker has since become Berkshire Hathaway's single largest holding. In fact, despite selling off roughly 3.7 million shares during Q4 of 2019, Apple accounts for 44% of the total value of Berkshire Hathaway's equity portfolio. You can thank a red-hot turn for that. AAPL stock is up 57% in 2020, and is even splitting its stock in August amid a run-up in value. At more than 245 million shares, BRKB remains Apple's third largest investor. The holding company owns 5.7% of all AAPL shares outstanding. Only Vanguard and BlackRock, giants of the passively managed index fund universe, hold more Apple stock. What do you think about Warren Buffett? What do you think about these stocks? Let us know in the comment section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.